Make no mistake, Prop 85 is not about protecting teens or helping families communicate. Prop 85 is a masked initiative that actually just has one purpose, and that's to place a restriction on abortion access in California. For the second time in 1 year, anti-choice zealots have placed a parental notification initiative on the ballot. Prop 85 endangers our state's most vulnerable teens by requiring parental notification for abortion. Now, while of course all parents rightfully want to be involved in their teens' lives, we know that no law can mandate family communication. And although everyone would want their teen to go to them, and teens do want their parents' support, some teens in the real world, unfortunately, simply can't go to their parents. If a teen feels like she can involve her parents because the state has parental involvement laws in place, that teen will take matters into her own hands. She'll find a way through the internet on how to self-abort, find through word of mouth providers who are back alley abortionists, or figure out a way to cross a state line in California, for example, to go into Nevada, or in Southern California to cross over the border into Mexico. Parental involvement laws in California just aren't necessary. The majority of teens, actually 7 out of 10 teens, do involve their parents around decisions regarding an unintended pregnancy, and they do go to their parents when they have the intention to terminate an unintended pregnancy. But those teens that don't, they don't for a very good reason. It's because they're scared, and we have to protect those teens. There's one story that's very chilling for me. I heard this story from our clinic director in San Rafael. There was a young woman, a teenager, who came into the clinic with her parents, and when brought into the clinic room, she confided in the clinician that she was there under the guise of having a flu, and that her parents knew that that Planned Parenthood provided excellent services for teens, and she requested to be taken to Planned Parenthood. But she said she didn't have the flu, that she thought she was pregnant, and that she was promised to be married, and was sure that if her parents found out that she was no longer a virgin and pregnant and dating another person besides the person who she was promised to marry, that she would be kicked out of her home and that her family would become abusive. So she begged that we not notify her parents of the situation. 99% of teens actually do talk to a trusted adult, whether it be their tia, an aunt, or a clergy member, or a teacher. So teens are involving trusted adults for the most part, and 7 out of 10 teens do involve their parents. But it's for this teen that came to our San Rafael clinic that if their parents found out about her unintended pregnancy, she'd be kicked out of the home or face a violent situation at home. It's for her that we have to say no on 85. Proponents of this initiative claim that there's a safety net for teens who don't want to go to their parents. It's called a judicial bypass option. But think about it. A teen is scared, pregnant, vulnerable, afraid to go home. She's not going to go marching in front of a judge and navigate her way through an overcrowded court system. Teens don't need a judge. They need counselors and medical care without delay. The Legislative Analyst's Office has estimated that it will cost the state millions of dollars to have the increased burden on our court system. So in addition to Prop 85 endangering teen safety, endangering the right to choose here in the state of California by placing a restriction on access to reproductive health care, it will also have a fiscal impact on the state. Well, studies show that in states where there are parental notification and parental involvement laws in place, that their teen pregnancy rates and abortion rates are no different than states without those laws. But we know that our efforts to reduce teen pregnancy rates in California without these laws has had an impact. So we see clearly that going on the path of prevention through access to comprehensive sex education and contraception is the path to go if we want to reduce teen pregnancy rates. Studies show that over the past decade, we have reduced teen pregnancy rates by 46%. That's a significant impact on teen pregnancy rates. Policies like increasing access to contraception and increasing access to comprehensive sex education are working here in California. Without a parental involvement law, we've reduced teen pregnancies by almost 50% over the past decade. If you look who's behind Prop 85, like the Evangelicals for Social Action, the Right to Life in Central California, Traditional Values Coalition, these are all groups whose sole purpose is to outlaw all abortions. And on the other hand, if you look at who's opposing Prop 85, groups like Planned Parenthood, the California Nurses Association, the California Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and many, many other groups are all united to oppose Prop 85 and to defeat it in November. All of these groups care about teens, work with teens every day, and know what works to keep them safe. So we urge you to vote no on Prop 85.
I'm against Proposition 85 because it's a lot of kids. It's hard for them to tell their parents that they're having sex, and sometimes parents don't know what they're going through, and sometimes kids, it happens on accidents. You know, one time, the first time they ever have sex, they get pregnant, they make a mistake that one time, your parents never forgive you. People don't like to go through that. I think that they should just let us if we want to have abortions, we can have abortions. We don't need to tell our parents because it's already enough like problems for teenagers already. And that being that we have to tell our parents, that's putting us through more stress and just causes too much problems.
I'm basically against Proposition 85. I think it's unfair to us as teenagers. We already don't have enough rights as it is, and I feel that we should have the right to basically, if we choose to have abortion, not have abortion, that's our own rights basically. That's personal to us, that's our personal business. And as teenagers, as human beings, we have our rights also. We shouldn't be deprived of that.